Star Wars Visions is back and has come with so many good episodes, and I have been seeing it all over my Twitter. More specifically, one episode, which is really fucking good, but we have 9 in total. So we're not gonna waste any more time. We gotta go through all of them. Let me put you on a little secret. I love the duel from Volume 1. Ronan has easily become the mascot of Star Wars Visions for a reason. His character design just speaks out. This is unique. This is Star Wars. But we're not here to talk about Episode 1. No, Volume 3 blessed us with a sequel. I have a lot to say about it. This episode follows the Ronin with his droid R5, who this time has to face another Sith named Anae the Twi'lek. But to keep this premise from becoming redundant, this time he faces a Jedi. Not just any Jedi, a Jedi cyborg. And not just a Jedi cyborg with a Sandevistan straight from Cyberpunk. Like, how cool is that? The way he has interchangeable faceplates to hide the damage caused by Ronan's rage in the past, to the Jedi leaning on taking revenge at the hue of purple. Many plot points are visually explained to you. Also, the way this episode takes advantage of its black and white framing to tell the story to you visually is genius and shows how much confidence they now have with their storytelling. From the Jedi choosing light and dark, matching with a slow descent from becoming less man and more machine. Man, the writing is amazing! Let me control myself. I also really like the Ewoks. We do die in this one, so yeah, don't like that. Also, to do my boy R5 so dirty. Like, oh my goodness, what the hell did they do to you, bro? I like the side characters enough, but clearly these 3 are the focus and absolutely steal the show. I gotta say, that 4-year wait was so worth it. Do not sleep on this episode. The dual payback gets a 9 out of 10. Now on to something more lighthearted. This episode follows her protagonist Crane and her droid Tortu as they find a creature named Whoopus. Now, you already know how this pretty much goes. Another marketable plushie, who I have to say is pretty cool. Now, the highlight of this episode to me is the fact that these 3 face off against 2 AT-ATs. But not just any AT-ATs, General Grievous AT-ATs. And I'm not lying. Crane also whips out the Lego X-Wing mech and they do a 1v1 with seismic charges. I do want to point out the sound design mixed with the electronic tracks in the background throughout the whole episode. They're pretty good. And you can obviously tell they try to make the Star Wars mega anime of their dreams. 7 out of 10. Didn't do much for me, but I will absolutely love action figures of everyone, including Whoopus. Guys, you guys are gonna hate me on this one. I don't think the 9th Jedi, Child of Hope, is that good. Now, don't get me wrong, the original episode in Volume 1, just titled The 9th Jedi, is amazing. The character drama, the characters, oh my god, the animation, it was just so well done. That was honestly one of my favorites of Volume 1, and I was so excited to get a sequel. But this one isn't as action-packed as the first. No, instead this episode decides to be a retrospective or a character study on Kara and a reflection of her Jedi journey. Which, I mean, I don't mind, it's just going off the high of the last 2, it's like, oh, okay. I do have to say though, the backgrounds in this episode are just beautiful. And, Teto is okay. And yes, the droid's name is Teto. Now, here's the thing, I don't mind this episode being as mediocre as it is, in my opinion, because we are getting a full series coming 2026, which I am really excited for. Storytelling wise though, this episode is a bit of a downgrade. It's just us hanging out with Teto and, taking it all in. 5 out of 10. It's alright, I did like Teto though. Okay guys, you're gonna hate me again, but I also think this one's kind of mediocre. Story wise. You see, because I absolutely love the character 7 and her droid IVA-4, who has 2 killer designs. I love them. I just love them. They are the highlight to me. You know how this goes. Your fellow bounty hunters or smugglers on the run from a big corporation or something who wants to get their money back, and then they have to do a job that is pretty risky, but in the end of the day, they grow their morals and decide, you know what, I'm chill like that. I'm gonna help you guys out. But I do really love these 2 characters. I mean it. Also, Seven's little glimpse of her backstory, getting held by a Jedi, was chef's kiss, just enough for me to care about these characters. There's not much to say story-wise, average Star Wars affair, Star Wars story we've seen many times before. But the good droideka was new, and these mechs are pretty cool. So I'm gonna give this episode a 6 out of 10. It's better than the last one, but oh well, they're still great. Today is Yuko's birthday, and Billy is trying their best to get them the best gift ever. I like Billy a lot. But then, this evil blue-haired Goku kid named Sola decides to rat them out to Foxhead, who I think is pretty cool, as they take Billy away and try to get all the treasure that they've been waiting to get for years, months, days, weeks, hours. I don't know. While the rest of us are standards, oh no, we gotta get them back. When we enter the cave, that's when the crazy stuff really happens. This episode gets really fun. And besides, Yuko gets the best birthday ever. So I gotta say, this is a great episode. Now it is meant for younger kids, but since when has that ever been a problem? 7 out of 10. Now this is how you do a second episode. F continues her journey throughout the galaxy, this time witnessing a planet being destroyed over carbonite, where we get a grim scene of Ron confronting his friend at the horrors of what was done to the planet and his family. As F joins them on their ship of the planet's remaining survivors, we go to the highlight of this episode. In this scene, F is explaining to a group of kids won over by the Empire's propaganda the truth of what's going on. But instead of forcing her beliefs onto these group of children, she decides to let them decide for themselves. She teaches them not to be blinded by single-minded people, and that in order to truly grow up, you must learn not to take everything you see as true. The quote will be on screen for people who are curious. Clearly taking inspiration from the scene of Yoda back in The Empire Strikes Back, adding to the small mention of Yoda back in episode 1, showing how she looks up to her master's inspiration to this day. You can tell the people behind this episode know their stuff and are big Star Wars fans. Also, the animation and color just pop in this episode, especially when we have a confrontation with the Empire. This battle truly tests F, as she must choose to go back to the way things were, or continue to move forward. The flower field down to the way that katanas contrast a holographic dome is so good. To the scene where she lays there heartbroken with everything around her literally falling apart. She continues to get back up anyways, as others need her help throughout the galaxy. 9 out of 10. The best episode so far. The royal family's planet is placed under imperial control over a conspiracy of them betraying the Empire. This is where we follow Cheetah, playing the role of your Han Solo type scoundrel who helps an old lady named Glenyu and the prince escape the planet to go anywhere outside of the Empire's control. I see this episode as A New Hope meets the beginning of Phantom Menace, where we have to save royalty and get the hell out of the planet. Now, Trigger didn't go all out like their last outing, instead telling a classic tale of the Empire's hold on a planet and bounty hunters out to get our characters. There's just a big chase scene near the end where we see the coolest way to hide a lightsaber and some charming characters. 8 out of 10. Make a Star Wars show, Trigger. The impatient Padawan Nakime and her master face Sith Amon, as one of Nakime's stunts gives her an injury, blinding her. And to make matters worse, she falls down the top of a mountain and tumbles deep in the forest. The animators take full advantage of Nakame learning she must rely on her other senses to avoid danger, as she creates a path for herself by understanding that the Force lives in all beings. This episode takes advantage of Nakame's lack of vision for a tool for storytelling. We see different interpretations of the light and dark from Nakame's perspective, showing us the beauty and horror of someone's connection with the Force. I'm not going to delve too deep into this one because this is an episode you must watch. 10 out of 10. This is the top-notch storytelling I've been craving. But we still have one more. This episode takes place during the destruction of the Death Star. A soldier in his final moments starts hallucinating as he must face his past self in a battle, all in his psyche. We see visions of everything he faced in the war, the highs and lows, his life back home, and witnessing the death of his comrades again and again. As he lays there staring into the ceiling as the Death Star is destroyed, saying these soldiers aren't just cannon fodder, they're people with lives taken away like that. A passion project from all the animators with almost no dialogue, as it allows the music to swell the emotions into you of this man taking his last breath. Emotions I can't describe with words. No rating this time. The thumbnail speaks for itself. Hey, Editor Tustada here. When I was rewatching the episode for the third time, I noticed something. You see, the main character is missing an arm throughout several parts of the episode. Just something I noticed, especially this arm here. If you compare it to all the wind or snow-like imagery that we see early in the episode, it got me thinking. So maybe he didn't die on the Death Star. Or maybe he did. I guess the ambiguity adds to the episode. Anyways, that's about everything I had to say. Also, Volume 3 gets a 9 out of 10.